Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. Oop, we got missing one of them. There we go. Let's fix that. Oh, we have stuff to talk about today, guys. Oh, do we have things to talk about today? This is going to be a day. All right, let's just pop in here. Oops. Grab the correct link to give to everybody because I don't want to start getting into it before you've all joined the stream. You know what I mean? Oh man. Okay, so let's start with bonds here, since that's what matters the most. Okay, so yesterday didn't really do anything. Looks like we did get that move back up, but yeah, pretty much nothing. Overnight we've come up and we're right back at the VWAP again. Same thing at bonds. Long-term view, still negative, obviously. We're right at the top of the range, so now would be a really good place for some shorts again. You know, I was a little weary towards the end of last week, just because, you know, especially like here. Just because I felt like it had gone too far, but I don't know why I wasn't buying it here on Friday. I'm so dumb. Just remember, I do plenty of dumb things and get plenty of things wrong. Okay. Pop in here. Okay. Oh, I'm still not in the... Oh, here we go. I still can't see you guys. Okay, yeah, okay, Anthony Monrot, blood everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty bad. We got people on Twitch. Yeah, we got 4 viewers on Twitch. Thank you guys for using Twitch. That helps us with the numbers. Do we want to go short here? Well, so that was the open. Looks like a couple of people bought and it faded. Before I go short though, I want to know, is there news today? Okay, Empire State Manufacturing Index is 630. It's not significant. I will put an order in here, see if we get filled. Okay. Okay, so anyways, what you guys really want to hear me talk about though? Oh my gosh, look at this. What a flush. So this kind of answers a couple of big questions that I had, right? Because the first one was, and let's pull up our chart and I'll show you today's latest chart just for you. Yep, here it is. I was saying my instinct tells me every time we've gotten above this 100 to 150 level, we've gone back to the other side of the channel. What are we doing? We're nosediving straight for the other side of the channel. You notice here that when you look at price, because we're using a logarithmic scale, it doesn't really look like we've come back all that far in Bitcoin, does it? But I think it's somewhere around here is 8,000 when we get to the bottom of the channel. So just keep that in mind. Oh, I have the wrong. Okay, here we go. There. And this too, we want to get rid of this. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Let's look at Bitcoin Cash here. Also looking like it's taking another leg down. So remember when I said that I'm going along Bitcoin Cash and it was about right here? Price is still flat. I said if it takes another leg lower, I want more. I think that still applies. But I want more when it gets here. So I'm going to hold off on the buying for now. I'm just going to keep what I have, even though it looks like I'm probably going to lose a few percentage points on it. That's unfortunate. But, you know, I feel like I played it okay. What do you guys think? News about China blocking trades. Wondering about Bitcoin Cash. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was just talking about it. I also still like Zcash. Looks like Zcash could take a leg lower. Verge is just flatlined. So I've been mining Verge. I'm gonna keep mining Verge here. It was actually, my phone was giving me notifications that it was hitting all-time lows. So good, I guess. Maybe, kind of. I don't know. My only regret, though, like so I was saying, did I play it right? I played it okay, but my regret is I should have sold all of my SIA. When I got the bump in SIA, I was like, okay, this is a short-term move. We're in what I think is a bear market. I need to sell some of it here. I'm going to sell a third of it. Maybe it rips higher, then I sell another third. And it didn't rip higher, and I should have just taken it all off right there so that I could buy it lower. But that's okay. I'm still up overall from it. And I haven't actually put like all of the money that I have in the crypto market right now is still just stuff that I mined. So I haven't actually like lost like investment money yet. So that's okay. I did put $100 into Coinbase, but I haven't bought anything with it yet. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Do like my it looks like they're going to fight it out a little bit here. But so far I'm liking my sell there at 0.2. Nice capitulation candle forming up. Yep. KU coin broke. Wow. Yeah, today was a real flush. Now, I should say another thing here really quick. If I can bring up this chart here. I wonder if I can go back far enough to show it. No, it won't. It won't go back far enough. When we had the last time that this happened. Okay, no, I can show it this way. Let's pull this back up. Okay, last time that this happened, you notice we got a sell, and then it based. And we had another really big run up that also was extremely overbought. And then we really flushed lower. And that was when we entered a multi-year bear market. My gut instinct is to saying, and again, I don't know, like, there's no historical probability on this. I wouldn't necessarily be making active trades based on this theory, but I am going to kind of use it to guide me here through this next phase. My gut impression is that it's going to do this again. We're going to push down to probably, I calculated it to be about 8,000. So down to this support level right here. And then we're going to have a run up. And the run up is probably going to come back up to this 1500 area, and people are going to sell it, and then we're going to enter the true bear. what we're going to call it, the true bear market. Oh my. It's scary. Yeah. Pretty ugly. Pretty ugly, but I can't say that I didn't try to warn people. What do you guys think? You can talk in, I prefer you talk in the Discord. I'll still watch the YouTube, but preferably in Discord. And if it's like, if you want me to see it for the stream and it's Bitcoin related, just put it in the stream. If it's bonds related, put it in the bonds channel. Yeah. So just wait here a little bit, see what you guys think. I'll take a few bites, okay? Okay, so Anthony Monrad is asking, what should I do? Sell everything and cash out to fiat, or cash out and wait until it reaches a real dip? So it depends. It depends on A, when you got in, and B, what your risk tolerance is. So if I was one of the guys that got in super early, like 8,000 or even below that, then I would say that, and you're fairly confident in, taking short-term trades, then I would say, yeah, cash out to fiat now. Wait for us to go down to 8K or for my indicator to read 50 on the Bitcoin, and then buy back in, and try and play the rebound. You made 10 times. Wow. Yeah, so you got in really early. So, try and play the move up to try and make a new high that I think will almost certainly fail. And then when that happens again, you cash out and wait till it gets to a real bear. And when we get into the real bear and my indicator is reading 50 again, I would start accumulating hard. And I mean, put as much money as you can into it every month because it'll come back eventually. Although it may not be Bitcoin at that point. It might be Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, some other thing I haven't heard of before. Who knows? You got in October. Okay, so yeah. Where were we in October? That was way back. Okay, so that was like 4,000. Okay, now for you, there's also a good chance. I don't think it's going to reach your entry point yet. I think that you were going to see a rebound before that. So you could just hold and wait for it to come back up to the 1600 and get rid of it too. You know, that's maybe a less aggressive play on it. If, you know, the hodl thing would not necessarily be a terrible play. I mean, well, I don't know. You lose 80% of your winnings, but then you still end up making a new high. I don't know. I feel like it's worth playing the dip. You know, for me, with my Bitcoin Cash, I don't think that the amount that I have in there and my entry position is enough to justify on Bitcoin Cash at least cashing out. So it's still kind of, Bitcoin Cash is still kind of sitting here. Let me just show you the detailed chart on Bitcoin Cash. Where's my watch list? Bitcoin Cash. Right here. So I'm still even at the moment. So I think when I guess I did good at making the trade from SIA, but basically it's $100. So my delta thing told me I had 100 right now. So I'm still like at break even. Can Bitcoin Cash go below 1500? I mean, it's possible. If it does, oh well, in my mind, because it's not a lot. And I'm more concerned about missing it in Bitcoin Cash. Ethereum. My, oh my. Ethereum, I think what I'm going to do is maybe move back over to mining Ethereum soon. But I want to keep accumulating Ethereum. But these ones, I feel like the bounce plays are going to be a lot harder to play because of market liquidity and stuff. It's tricky. Can you see the commitment of trades on the CME? So I believe we all can, but I don't get anything special to see that. Oh, by the way, why do I keep minimizing that? By the way, you'll notice here on the move up yesterday, they sold it the whole time. Oh man, I don't like that. Anyways, Bitcoin, where is it? Okay, I'm out, good job. I don't know where that report is. Settlements, maybe? I don't know where the commitment of trades reports are. They were showing that that institutions in particular were going massively short, and you can just see it. You can just see it in the cumulative delta. I mean, look at this. Last night I was saying, you know, kind of looks to me like they tried to push it up and it fought it, which I've never really seen in Bitcoin. Usually it goes up and everybody just gets out of the way. Yes, I think Bitcoin's going to go down to 8,000 or less. This is why Anthony was asking, do you think is it me or is Bitcoin going down to 8,000 and even less? When I calculated it, and now granted, this calculation is not a reliable thing because it's based on transaction volume, and by the time it gets to that price, transaction volumes are probably going to be completely different. Okay, but when I was using the transaction volume at the time and I calculated it, when I got to 50 on my indicator, it was about 8,000. So take that for what it's worth. It could go lower, you know, like the closer we get to it, the more accurate that estimate can be. So well, I don't know if I want to play a long here, so I'm gonna hold off. Move around my dishes and everything. I hope that didn't hurt your ears. Yeah, Ethereum below 1,000 again will be. I don't know. We could go up a little bit. We could go as high as 151. Oh no, wait, that's on the bond chart. On the note chart, it's like 123, 125. So up to here. But so I guess there is some upside room, but I just don't like it going up here. But it looks like we're kind of in an area of indecision, so I need to stay out.
Alligator said Empire State release was an opportunity for bulls, no follow through, ZNO1 key IMO bear ATM.
Right. Where did we try going? It was 02. Okay, so we need to wait. I'm just trigger happy. You know, I haven't taken, you know, a great opportunity then if I cash out and come back later. I think so. But again, remember, and it's going to mess with your head. It's going to mess with everybody's head. There is a high probability, in my opinion, just my intuition. So I probably shouldn't be saying there is a high probability because that kind of implies that I've like back tested it or something. So forget that. I believe that after we hit that 8,000, we will start a bull run that will ultimately fail to make a new high. And when it does, it's going to be like a total mind bender. Like everybody's going to think this is the new, you know, oh, this is the new normal. that dip was the best buy opportunity. You know, it's all up from here, and there's going to be the media stories again and everything, and it's going to mess. But when it gets back up there, I would sell personally. It sounds like I have to become a piranha instead of being a bull or a bear. Yeah. So I'm wondering, has Rackley been selling this? He says KU coin is broke. The website works sort of, but the trading is stopped. Yeah, it's a little hard to short it when everything's going down, right? Because you can't even buy like invert versus correlated pairs. Yeah, so it was just Alligator was saying, you know, the Empire State release was an opportunity for bulls because it was a bad number. No follow through though. Piranha season is open, boys. I think now is the appropriate time for bulls make money, bears make money, but hogs get slaughtered. Huh? Oh, cool. We made another achievement on Twitch. Like clockwork. Oh, I see. So we've made all of the Twitch quote unquote achievements, except for number of followers and watchers. We need 75 watchers to be a partner. Not that I think that's ever going to happen, but if we had 75 people that were interested enough in futures trading to watch on Twitch, that would be so cool. But I don't think it's ever going to happen. If we do this and we pick up 5 more people and we get 5 people interested in futures trading and making money, I will be satisfied with investing this time in it.
Alligator said seems bonds are turning plus.
Okay, I'm considering a buy here now. Got some significant support there. A tough one because I feel like the momentum could flip on us at any second. Okay. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I got filled and they put 3,600 up. Okay, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad, guys. Look at that. They put the 3K on, but then only 900 actually traded it up. Okay, I like that backtick. I like that backtick. Okay, pretty significant iceberging there.
Alligator said a bit noisy so far, but should move up somewhat. Euro bonds show clearly the way IMO.
Okay, so let's look at the Eurobonds. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Eurobonds want to go higher. $6J looks good too. I could try and take it right here. Really? So after all that iceberging, all of that, and then they just kind of like give up 2 ticks. I don't know. It kind of feels like both sides have been giving up key opportunities here. Or it's just a robot trading that right now. They can't seem to offer up more than 200. See, robot bid 600 though. But not over 1,000 is still not significant. Hey, Malevolent, you missed my big spill on Bitcoin. How are you doing today?
Tucker said GM folks.
Good morning, Tucker. Now this is just maddening. It seems like that's this fight going on at 18.5 in ZF that seems to be the problem. And yes, they are buying it, but
Tucker said
they're
I'm
not
done
getting
for
through.
the day. Took a -1 and then a -2 about 5 minutes ago when I thought they were gonna take 0.35 and run to 0.50. Definitely not a breakout / volatility day by any means.
Oh, what did I say? Well, I was just saying, one of the big questions in my mind was, okay, I believe that Bitcoin is going to go back to the other side of its channel on the indicator. How does that affect these other opportunities that I'm seeing in other coins? And I think that the answer is that as long as Bitcoin is going down, it's perhaps not worth trying. So I wish I had taken off when I sold Coin. I wish I had taken more out of Coin, because that's clearly come all the way back down to where it was. But I have my Bitcoin Cash. I'm okay with leaving a position on, waiting for Bitcoin to base, and then buying some more. Well, that's just how I'm gonna play it. But it also kind of feels like, man, like I really almost didn't trust the indicator enough. Just because, like, I know I was saying, I think it's going to go down, and I think it's going to go down to the other side of the channel. But I should have been shouting it from the rooftops instead of being like, well, it seems like, and this is what it's done, but you never know. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just wish that I had said it with more confidence. But what happens, happens.
Fran said I had one long from 27 for 4 ticks, but looks dead now.
Man, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look like the bears can push it below the VWAP at all. And they pushed it pretty aggressively up, but then nobody wants to buy O3. Given that it's a Tuesday, it's been after a holiday. I don't know, do we often have range days after holidays or something? It just seems like they should be making a more aggressive push here than it is. Let's see here. Somebody posted here just now in the stream channel a picture. Oh, he was posting a chart showing that we usually have significant rundowns at the beginning of the year. Yeah, sure. But I mean, that's just kind of part of what I'm saying. You get a big push down here at the beginning of this year, and then they're going to try and push and make new highs. They're just going to be bull all year, right? But I don't think that there's going to be as much interest this next time, and it's going to be similar to the Mt. Gox thing. Now that there's been like a crash, oh, that was a good tick. I like that. Now that there's been a crash, it's going to really scare the public away, I think. Because it's like, oh, all of the people that warned us against this were right. Oh, that's Malevolent Freak posted that. He just has a different name in the stream channel. I see. We could potentially grow. I think that the main reason why I kind of feel like it's going to fail to make a new high is because, oh yes, I like that pulling. Oh yes. Is because Bitcoin just has like significant problems that I think are going to make it very difficult to continue being used. I mean, I think the mempool is still like blocked. Fees are still high. And I just don't see how it can continue to go up like astronomically with those fundamental problems in place. Okay, well, they took 03 half pretty easily, but then they don't want to take 04. Boo. No, come on. Well, ZB definitely wants it.
Tucker said IMO quiet and slow right now as players feel out the range and volatility. I think that the break will come in midday/late day trade.
Oh, that's my least favorite. Is it doesn't
Tucker
go
said, and
until
I
after
don't
9.
expect that break to hold first time round.
Yeah. That one where it just kind of ranges all day until I stop trading and then it goes. Yeah. I hate that. Not as much interest to make another 10 times, but we could still grow after this. Anyways, buying back at 8k and keeping some way lower in hope for a panic sell somewhere like Bitrix where the market is very illiquid.
Tucker said the old wait stop stun.
Right. Okay, well that was a little bit more of a solid tick, and now ZF, there's a bit of pulling. See, ZF was trying to sell it. It's interesting. ZB up 5 ticks. And ZN up 1. This lure here at 19. Hmm. I don't know.
Trade, the traders said.
Single prints, yeah. In CB at 150.31. I think there's more than that, yeah. All the way up to like 16. Good tick.
Awidal said ZN may want to test 05 again. This morning over 13k traded into it slowly and it failed. If we get there, it'll put UB at 11.
What we got going on in general? Oh, I look at you. Oh. Okay.
Sergeant Jose said sure.
Sure. There you go. I wasn't understanding what he was going on about earlier. I think that some people in ZF might be getting fooled by this spread. There's too many shorts to justify it going ticking up like that.
Tucker said come on baby, blast those 050s. Alligator said probably going to wait equities open at highs, some backticks there maybe.
Oh, interesting. The bid started to pull a little bit and then they immediately bought 3,000. I don't know.
Alligator said worldwide bull market.
Yeah. This is curious action. This is kind of like where I think that you might see Tyler step in and buy it. Yeah. On the other hand, maybe I should just take my 2 ticks. CZF still selling it. Hi, Def Pluto. How's it going? I don't think I've seen your name before. Have you been in here before? Or no, and weren't you here? Maybe you were here yesterday. I don't remember. This is a tough trade. I mean, clearly we're seeing the indications that it should
Trader
go
said
up.
ZB151, short front run large size and fake order at the bid.
Okay,
Looking
yeah,
for
that's right.
3 to 4 ticks or more.
Yeah, they're pointing out these guys sitting at the high. I think that they're real. I mean, those usually you have 1,000 trade there, but I mean, they're gonna stop them out. They're gonna trade. Those 1,200 people that are buying there are gonna get stuck. If we do break new highs, I think it'll be a really great trade. I was just saying this. Yeah. Oh, I already said that. Now, see, there it is again. They just don't want to give up that 19. I guess I should have taken my 2. Hmm. You know, something that's kind of weird is that there's definitely a price target here in ZN. But look at the overall 47, 48. And it's been like that all day. Mm-hmm. You get the robots there at 28. Snap. Should have taken the +2 when I had the order in the first time.
Trade the traders set out +2.
Okay. Where did I get out at? Was it 3/2? Yeah, it was 3/2. Maybe I got out too soon. Almost 7K bid there now. I don't know. Did you see Binance tickers? Some are going up 20%. Gas up 24. Joseph Mustlicher, what do you think are your thoughts on this double bottom on the small time scale? We're going back up or just a small break before we head down again? Well, my only view, if you're talking about Bitcoin, my only view is that we're going to go to the bottom of the channel, which is 6 to 8K. That's my that's the only thing that can say confidently. All this stuff on the short-term chart is just like freaking noise. Like, come on. We have no clue. Nobody knows what it's really going to do. I can guess, but I mean, the truth is, I don't really know. I wouldn't really call it a double bottom, per se. I mean, the thing here is, I guess that if you're talking about this right there, I mean, first of all, they didn't make a new low. But then the other thing is that this one, you know, how's it tell? This one that's not doing the same thing. We're still below previous close. And it's not good. Oh, sorry, there's a couple of other comments that I missed. So I see earlier Joseph was saying buy volume too low right now to initiate a recovery here. I'm considering selling now and waiting to buy back. Well, there will always be a counter move, especially in cryptocurrencies for sure. And I think you could probably get a better buy spot maybe later today. I mean, I'm not 100% sure about that though. But you know, is it worth considering selling here today? I think for sure, yeah. I'm not too confident in my ability to pick what the exact perfect spot to do it is though. And then Zarak 23 was asking, when you say they don't want to give up 19, what do you mean? I'm talking about this 115.19 even in ZF. They just seem to they just would not let it go. You can see here. They just kept fighting back there. Now we're back to the VWAP where we've found buy support several times. And ZN is still kind of acting like it wants to go long. ZB is definitely still acting like it wants to go long. I mean, look at this. Look at this buy here. Not much good it's done though. I don't know. They bought 10K at 0.33 half. I think that's a significant sign, and it would favor long. But this and the fact that there's so many people buying it at 3 in the 10-year. Wow. Sellers are definitely stronger than I thought, but there's so many buyers looking there to take it.
Trade the traders said spread not fill ZB at .31.
I think we're getting the equities up sort of thing. Okay. Curious. There was 10Ks traded here. Now they're ticking back up.
Trade the traders set out +8.
How did he get +8 off of that? I can't even say because he didn't tell us when he got in from. So
Below set 4 lot. ETH set GM.
okay.
Trade the traders set +8 tick in E-mini ZB not filled for short at .31.
Oh.
Below set up.
Oh. Nope.
Trade the traders set ZB Fu in real large seller. Cedric said not the kind of action I like. Cedric said lots of absorption at each price.
Yeah. Look at this. Now 7Ks.
Cedric said you never know if it will go the next price or if it will turn.
Oh, what happened to ZF here? Okay. Let me out. You see the buyer get out there in ZB?
Heath said no aggressive buying. Starting to get a little now.
Okay, well, it's safer to start looking at shorts here now. What's my overall bias for treasuries? Well, I mean, at the, just there, I was biased along because mostly because we were above the VWAP, but it looked like there was some single prints and stuff that we needed to go. So it kind of felt to me like there was some technical reasons that we needed to go back up. But I mean, larger term, my bias is definitely short. And now it's really looking like the 5-year just really wants to push us down.
Said I'm looking for long at 25 ZB.
So he wants to go long off of the VWAP.
Alligator said weak bearish US/EU bonds.
6J took a bit of a dive too. Definitely looks like a currency move now. This is 6J was dumping a bit there. Now we're seeing passive selling. Isn't that interesting? Why look for long setups if your view is short? Well, because
Trade the traders said buying tail.
my larger view isn't necessarily relevant to what's happening right now. You know, what was happening right now earlier, like since the open, was buying, and we were above the view op. So I just had to take that in mind that, hey, you know, like I wanted the high of the day. I was going to get out at the high. They couldn't do it. Now sellers are in control. Let's see what they can do. They're not even initiating below the VWAP yet. If they start initiating below the VWAP, then I'll take some shorts. And if I do take a short, I'll be more aggressive with it than I was with the longs. Simply because the larger term trend is down. Oh, down blaster 26,000 at the open as record smashing run continues. Stock market peaks still at least a year away, fund managers say in Bank of America's survey. Whew. I mean, I do believe that the stock market still has some room to run. It needs to come back a little bit, but there's definitely reasons for it to be going up. But when I see like that overall fund managers are that bullish, it's not necessarily something that I want to see. Okay.
ETH said 01 in ZN is yesterday's high.
Is it? So there's probably going to be a lot of people. There's probably going to be some icebergs at 01. Oh, you're right, it is. That's why we touched it.
Alligator said simply going down, IMO 0.01 should break.
Yeah.
Heath said for sure. Not seeing any buying yet.
Well, they did not touch 005. 00 halves. Not halves, is that what we call it? What is the correct way of saying that, guys? Not halves? That 015 there just seems a little suspicious, yeah. They did trade quite a bit there. More than what was being offered, at least. Hmm.
Trade the traders said Seth good luck we trade. We trade against each other. Trade the traders said yes.
Well, never. Said I wanted to see selling below the view up. Yeah.
Alligator said nope, good bounce, clear rev of EU bonds.
Nope. I'm just kind of messing around with the level 2 here now, going back and forth. Okay, good tick down. I want to see another good strong takedown here at that 10 that low so they can take it out. It seems like it's a poor low though. Are you short just because price hit below the VWAP? Well, not just because it hit the VWAP, but also because I saw sellers absorbing at the VWAP and then I saw them initiating below. So honestly though, like this last tick down, that one could have gone either way. Really. And you notice that even though they feel pretty confident putting up a good offer at 015, they're not selling 01. But that 02 is staying pretty strong. And it looks weak in the 5-year.
Heath said long 1.5. Heath said not too confident about this one though.
Can anybody have much confidence in anything at the moment? The thing is that right at the VWAP is not necessarily the best place to initiate a trade. This is what I'm watching though. That 17 quarter.
Alligator said
ZF.
seems ZF could be doing a pullback.
In or it could be a lure.
Heath said for sure Seth. Bad placement, but
See.
we also have support underneath.
They took it and immediately put more up. It was a lure. Now let's see if they buy 17.5. It's giving us mixed signals because the ZN keeps pulling a little bit. Hi, air cages. Welcome back. Okay. Okay. So now they're absorbing at 17.5 as well.
Alligator said T-bills auctions today.
Is there? Okay. So the tick down was strong again. Guys, just by Venn, it literally was not affected by the crash at all. I'd be cautious about anything that doesn't seem to be affected by the crash, because I think the crash, quote unquote, we're only halfway done. I still think that Bitcoin hits 8K, maybe even 6K, before we get any kind of meaningful.
Eat set out -1.
Well, I should be feeling pretty good about this trade, but I'm still kind of sitting here like, Well, they did trade through the previous day's low, right? Or high. So that's good. Or they touched through it. Seth, watch your mouth, okay? I'm just saying, that's the indicator. Every time that my indicator has signaled an overbought condition, it goes all the way, but it'll range a little bit, but generally speaking, it takes a beeline for the other side, for the underbought condition. And we don't get to that until 8K. In what time frame sounds apocalyptic? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long it would take. Certainly not. I think it would certainly take more than a couple of days. I think it could be a couple of weeks. So maybe before March, let's say. Like it maybe seems like on a yearly basis that the buying tends to come in more in March. So that's maybe where I would be looking. But I don't know. I'm just gonna wait until that, one day it's gonna say 50 and then I'm gonna say, okay, guys, you can buy it. What happens if it goes to 20K from here? So if it stops and turns around and goes to 20K, then I'm just like dead wrong. For sure. That would be, I mean, the thing with the indicator is that if you look at what is its historical probability right now, it's 100%. But that doesn't really mean anything because we only have like 5 cases where it really happened and you could take the trade. So it's bound to be wrong sooner or later. And it could be wrong now, for sure. But the strategy that I've been using at the moment says 8K. And when we get closer to 8K, I'll recalculate it and see what it says because the target moves based on the volume. So we kind of have to look at, when we get down there, how much has volume dropped off or gone up to be able to say, if it's just, if you can justify a buy here or not. So I wonder, did Trade the Traders take his trade off or?
Trade the Traders set out to no chance go out by a limit at 0.27. Seth, I will not wish you luck again, winking face.
Thanks. I feel like that trade was a flip of the coin. Like, obviously my signal, I had a clear signal, but man, think about how long it sat there and how many times just anybody coming in and buying 2,000 contracts could have invalidated my entire trade, That one was a real, it could have gone either way. Now the question is, how much further can it go? Because we do have some profit takers here at the first standard deviation away. Okay, so they're setting up a level break. Possible level break here, the 3,700. Absorbing a bunch right at a low.
Heath said there was no follow through with that buying at 1.5. Should have got out right away. Sellers were overwhelming throughout that down move.
Interesting. So that was where his buy signal was, but then he got 2 more sell signals. But see, when they took those, though, that was the thing that I think makes that kind of trade really hard, was that, you know, they ticked down. It happened all at once. It was like nothing, nothing, nothing. And then all of a sudden they just decided, okay, we'll take it. We'll tick down. And they offered up a bunch. And then you're stuck. So you can mark it out at the next level, I guess. You know, that kind of movement sucks. Because it's like it's back ticking forever and you're like, why isn't this trade going in my direction? And then when it finally does go, it goes against you and you're stuck. And really, based on that, you know, that it could have rebounded there. Like, there was no reason, there's literally no reason that they couldn't have bought 2,000 contracts at 02, put up another 3K contracts, and be going long. Like, that was totally possible. It's totally random, that one. I guess the only thing that I think, was just, we are below the VWAP, I think changes your probability, and, we were in a downtrend anyways, so I don't know. Now it's kind of like the same thing here. The 123 even. 123 evens. We'll put an S at the end to signify that it's 123 even and not 123 not half or something like that.
Heath said right. Normally when you get a good long signal it will have follow through like this.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, it didn't have follow through
Heath
there.
Said long 0.5.
Yeah, it didn't have follow through there, and I am thinking about getting out. So in that one, we did see a potential level break. It's very common for it to range back and forth there at that level break level multiple times. But that time it almost looked to me like that the level breaker was just giving up. So it could still break. Oh, euro falls from 3-year high. I did not see that. We're definitely disconnected from equities. While we're here, let's check how our deltas. This Delta application is great for your Android phone, Android and iPhone, and it will tell us for the coins that we're looking at really quickly what it's done in the past hour. Oh, look at that KU coin up a little bit, but it's down, still down at 11. I'm actually pretty much everyone that I'm looking at here has been up in the past hour. But this between the SIA coin and everything. Oh, I am underwater on the Bitcoin Cash one now. That sucks. Not as much as if I had left it in SIA though, so that's good. The SIA coin is down 20% today. Down 20% today, and Bitcoin Cash is only down 5%. I should have taken more SIA coin off, guys. Remember that next time.
Heath said no follow through.
Yeah, I think that level break might happen now. Tisk, tisk.
Alligator said I guess it's game over this morning. Trade the Traders said ZB Algo in the house.
Okay. Oh dear, somebody was trying to hack my Twitter account and they failed. Tisk tisk. Okay. Sorry, I haven't checked chat down for a little while. I don't think this is going to go lower than 10K, but
IQ
who
said
knows?
I.imager.com.
I mean, it already went down 50% from its all-time highs. So my question to that would be, why? I mean, what's so special about 10K? The reason I say 8K is because that's when my indicator would start signaling that it's underbought. That's all. And when we get closer to that at 8K, you know, it'll adjust because it's all based on the volume. So I can't really say exactly when my indicator is going to say 50, but it's going to be around that area. This is slow-mo selling, and the 10-year is killing me. Trying to get paid this morning, but it just won't go right. Well, I'm still flat on the day, right? Because I had that loser earlier. So I've taken it both ways. It does suck. Here, I think things have to go way more quieter and thinner for a bigger drop. Well, so here's where's my chart? Where are we? So one of the big things that I've been saying you should watch for, and I think it still applies. If I get rid of this, we don't want to see that. Okay, this right here was a retail crescendo buying. Like, this was, the market just kept going, and maybe people were manipulating. I remember at this time, I remember seeing a lot of, uh-oh, here comes the tether, it just printed more tether, and it would go up. But this one was totally Coinbase. It was all Coinbase, people buying on Coinbase. So we are now clearly above that. So all of those guys that all those regular everyday people that bought in are underwater right now. And I think that could be a recipe for another push, because at some point those guys are going to get nervous and they're going to say, oh, okay, I'm like right at the price that I got in. Maybe I should just bail. I think that's, if we push lower, I think that's probably the dynamic that's going on. Okay, so we did not push that further a touch, so yay for me, I guess. Midpoint of last week, 150.21, which we touched. Okay. I've been expecting to see some buying in the long bond since New Year's arrived, and it seems to finally arrived over the last 3 trading sessions. And John's bias was higher. As long as they can stay above 150.18 to 150.20. And then 20 to 24. So now we're above that. But then there was all that aggressive selling. But much it amounted to, huh? I mean, even here on the past 3 ticks up, what buying delta have we gotten? It kind of seems like a recipe for fading for sure, but I think that would be too much of a coin flip. I think the uninitiated may hold longer than the trader. Hope is a powerful thing. Well, that might be true. You could be right about that. Eric Cages, my mom is not going to hold through a 50% drop. Could be. I mean, the problem is that it's not just that it's like, you know, they're weak hands. I mean, it's not just that they're weak hands because they're new. it's weak hands because of where they got in, because they're getting in on like the second to last push, and they're sitting there going, oh man, I could have had 20,000 and now we're right back to where I was. You know, what am I doing? And this is going to take another leg down, and then I could lose all of my money, you know? Because of where they got in, they have particularly weak hands. You notice these guys, well, a lot of you guys weren't here earlier, but the guys that I was speaking to earlier in this session, some of them got in way back in October, so they're in from like 1,000. They still made 10 times their money, and they're not really all that concerned right now. They're kind of like, well, you know, I kind of like your idea. Maybe I'll try and play that. But they're not panicking. They're kind of, you know, still looking for opportunities. Whereas I think the people that got in at 13,000 are kind of like, well, fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to keep my language clean. Please don't report me to YouTube. They're very strict about that. And we need this to be family appropriate so that we can inspire some young budding traders such as my children. You know, it was kind of funny. You guys remember like a week, I think was it the beginning of last week? My daughter came in and watched, and she actually, we had a good trade with her. And the next day it came in, and I think it was a slow day, and so oh no, it wasn't that it was a slow day. There was 8:30 news, so I was kind of taking my time, and I hadn't even pulled the charts up or anything. And she just so she's just sitting there, and she's like, you know what? I feel really tired, and I really have no clue why I'm down here. And she went right back upstairs to go to sleep. What's the latest dark web news? Oh man. Well, you know, I haven't seen anything too big today, but I haven't really looked at Reddit. Let's go. Let's read. And we should let's also look at my giant crypto multi-Reddit. Say, what have they been saying in the past hour? Yep. Okay. Second false alarm goes out saying North Korea launched a ballistic missile, but this time in Japan. Oh, that's interesting. Japanese broadcaster apologizes after false North Korea missile alert. Huh. So now the posters over at the Donald are really convinced that this is a deep state plot, huh? They're trying to start a war with North Korea, huh? I really don't think that there's going to be a war with North Korea, guys. Now you guys remember that I said that, so that if I'm wrong, you can shove it in my face. Because I've noticed that we have a tendency to forget when we were wrong. So we'll say something and then it doesn't happen, and we just kind of forget about it. You know? Oh yeah, I forgot that I said that we weren't going to have a war with North Korea. What else? A bunch of stuff about DACA. Oh man. Oh, what's this IQ? Yeah, ZB algo in the house, right? Why did it not read that to me? Did it? It should be reading it to me, right? Maybe it did read it to me and I just didn't hear it. What's this? Oh, that's the bond. Yeah, kind of looks like a double top, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Here, resistance. I think we could take another leg down. Especially since when we came up, we're still not getting much buying volume. And in fact, the ZB even sold there a little bit. I just want to know how accurate dark Webers are. So let's get one thing straight. Like the whole people posting on Tor type stuff. I've never done that. I'm mostly just looking at new submissions on Reddit that never make it very far, but will show up if you look at top past hour. And I'd have to say, not very accurate. Right? They can tell you sometimes you will find something. Like that's the thing. You can read it, and if you're really skeptical, you'll call the BS out almost every time. But every once in a while, there will be one story that's kind of like, now that one is actually very curious, and then it turns into something. Like the whole FBI investigating Clinton thing. That was all on the web long before any of it happened. And when they reopened the investigation into Hillary, I actually was not surprised. I kind of suspected that there could be more on that story. I'm going to shove it in your face when Bitcoin moves to 20K by the end of the week. Okay. Oh, whatever happened with the Las Vegas shooting thing? Did anyone ever figure out what happened? So there was something interesting with that this past week. The FBI released some of the evidence that they had. And I think in particular, there was some emails, and he had sent some emails that kind of made it sound like he was selling weapons. My recollection of it was that it wasn't definitive proof that he was a drug runner, right? Or a gun runner. But the quote kind of seemed like maybe it could be that. So people have been going crazy off of that because you're right. Nothing else ever came of it after the initial investigation, because it was basically we have no clue why he did it. That was basically what happened. Was there appears to be no motivation at all for why he did it, and they just lost interest in the story. And there is still kind of some fuzziness about timeline with the hotel. I still kind of suspect that the hotel is maybe worried about a lawsuit of some sort. But yeah, that's a really interesting story, though. It's just very interesting that something that big just gets dropped with so many questions. Like nobody feels like they got closure on it. Like I wanted to hear that he wrote a note or something, like some reason to explain just such an odd attack. It's just crazy, right? Okay, well, that tick down was okay. ZF needs to hold it there. Yeah, it looks like ZF maybe wants to take a few ticks down. They're kind of waiting. Ah, yes, that's a little better. Yes, very much better. Okay, now start selling 05. Start selling not halves. He was a sleeper agent, huh? For the deep state, is that? Who was he a sleeper agent for? Or was he a sleeper agent for ISIS? I've heard many theories. Or he was a sleeper agent for the CIA. He was selling guns for the CIA. That's the popular theory. The popular theory I've heard is like the one that the Donald seems to buy into, is that he was actually a CIA agent selling guns for the CIA, and that he was selling them to the Saudis who were there in that hotel that day. And then he carried out this attack to cover for them, to cover for the Saudis. That's the popular conspiracy theory that I heard. Of course, there are still some people that also believe that it was ISIS, or that maybe he was there to sell to ISIS, and then ISIS did the attack and killed him and made it look like it was him, and then they were gone and out before anybody got there or something, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, but that's what some people think. Makes sense, right? Well, I mean, that's the problem with conspiracy theories, is that the way that they happen is somebody sits down and they say, well, here's all of the evidence that we have in front of us today. Seems like there are things that we don't know. So what is a possible explanation that fits the available evidence, right? So it always makes sense and it always fits with the available evidence, but there's never any evidence that actually supports the theory, right? There's never anything that would prove that that's the theory. It's not like they pulled this out because, oh, they caught a Saudi on the camera. You would think that if Saudis were there in the hotel, that they would see them on a camera somehow. But of course, we haven't seen any camera of even him. Maybe because the hotel is hiding it, I think. I think that the hotel is negligent in some way and is hiding that video footage, but we need the technology from Black Mirror to bring him back to life digitally and question him. That's a thing, huh? Do they do that often in Black Mirror? I've never watched that show. It seems pretty popular, though. I'm not into scary shows. Do you like scary shows? You know, they did on okay, didn't like that poll there. On OkCupid, because they have all those questions on OkCupid and you answer them. And they actually found, they did a statistical analysis, they actually found that there were 2 questions that were more important than anything else as to whether or not you would match with somebody. And one of them was, do you like scary movies? Isn't that interesting? I think they've shown it done twice on that show. Let's see. Yeah, it was scary movies, and I think the other question was, would you travel around Europe by yourself? I think was the other question. And if you both answered the same to that question, you're significantly more compatible, apparently. See, Monstar likes the scary movies. I'll watch scary. I like them more than I did, but I'm still not a huge fan of scary movies, unless it's like Aliens. Aliens is a cool movie. I love that movie. My my parents. So my parents' first ever date was seeing Star Wars for the first time. So that's around the time that they were dating. And then I think that maybe they were married by this point, but they decided to go and see Alien in theaters. And my mother was just absolutely terrified. She just thought it was the scariest movie she had ever seen. And so I was always kind of like, well, that's like the pinnacle of scary movies, so I don't think I'll watch that. So I had never seen it until I was well into my 30s. So the one day, and I was divorced at the time, I think, and it was on AMC or whatever. So I watched Alien and Aliens on AMC. And it didn't scare me one bit. And I'm like, this is an awesome movie. Like, I would show this to my 14-year-old. Like, this is a good kids movie. I take that back. Aliens was pretty scary. Well, the Alien, especially at the time, was very, very scary. Aliens, there's the action kind of makes it a little less scary, I think. But man, and then at the end, when you actually see the queen, you're like, oh my gosh, and then it gets up and starts chasing her. Oh, it's such a good movie, guys. I love moments like that in movies. I think that's one of the reasons why I like the new Star Wars movies, because the Star Wars movies always have that kind of crescendo moment, like in the Force Awakens, when Rey makes the lightsaber come to her and turns it on for the first time, and you're like, oh my gosh, shit is about to go down, guys. Such an awesome moment. And the music is all great. I love it. I actually think Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind is scarier. All the probing going on, what's really scary. Oh, now that's interesting, because I wouldn't consider Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind a scary movie. I remember watching Pee-wee's Playhouse when I was in my 20s, and I was like, what the... That guy is weird. After, I remember when I was a little kid, and that was on television. I don't remember much about it other than that we liked that show. And then it just kind of disappeared. And then when I found out why that disappeared later, that guy is just weird. No interest in it anymore. Alien is a cult classic. Everything else is trash. You don't like Aliens? Come on. Obviously, Aliens isn't nearly as good as the original, for sure. But I still like it. You have to think of them as different movies. Yeah, it's not a jump scare kind of scary, but scary with all the Oh, sorry, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. Yes, okay. I thought you were talking about a different movie. I haven't seen that one. There's not one good sequel ever made except for Mad Max 2. Everything else is utter trash. All right. I think that no, we can keep it. Yeah, the new Mad Max movie was really good, but apparently, and they were going to make another one, but apparently, development issues or something stopped it. I thought that was a good movie. The latest one. It wasn't called Mad Max 2 though, was it? I think the sequel to the X-Men movie was good. Like the first X-Men was pretty okay, but the second X-Men was really good. Was Blade Runner 2049 not very good, huh? You didn't like it? Well, look at the E-mini there. A little bit of a ugly rundown. Man. Well, we are seeing a little bit of buying now in the cumulative delta. Aliens too, yeah. Sorry, like there's Alien and then there's Aliens, which is like Alien 2. And that was the one directed by James Cameron, right? Where there's like tons of aliens and there's the Queen and yeah, it's a good movie. Oh, Mad Max 4 Fury Road kind of weak. I really enjoyed it in theaters. You didn't think it was that good, huh? Okay. The soundtrack in that one is awesome. The guy that does that, Chunky XL, he actually has a YouTube channel, and he's a really good guy to watch if you want to learn how to produce music, because he kind of goes more into theory and why he makes the sounds the way that he does.
Below
and everything.
Got a great long signal there in UB with that uptick/downtick volume.
ZF is going down. Yep. You're coming back. Could go either way now again. Especially when you get the level 2 equal like that. Both at 21. Oh, now 28.
Below said.
Okay, so UB really went long that time.
Below said went long at 27. Heath said yep. I saw that too. Below, nice trade.
Yeah, good catch in ZB. But a ZF does not want to go higher at the moment. Because as soon as we started buying up and went up a couple of ticks, and look, the shorts came back
Below
with a vengeance.
THX.
Ooh, look at that. Was a strong take. 37 put on the offer that time. Think they could be going for that load now? Not quite yet. And selling in ZF actually seems like a little overdone now. Okay. Not a super strong tick down, but okay one. And that 46 isn't gonna budge. They want fills. Yeah. I remember earlier saying maybe we would see Tyler come in. I think we were buying at the time, and we never saw him. And I'm kind of thinking now again, are we going to see him today? Well, a couple of orders have gone through at 123 even, and they've just added on to it. ZF is going to have to tick down to take it. Okay, so there's ZB. If ZB gets below the 21, nope. Yeah, if ZB gets below 21, then we're below the prior week's midpoint, and that's bearish. $5,000 now. Well, they were fairly aggressive getting down here. I'm surprised that they're not more anxious, but maybe they'll, we get a couple more orders selling here. The longer we
Alligator
stay here.
said looks bearish again, /EU bonds.
Okay. I'm also seeing in the 6J looks like it's pointed down. We just need the people to get a little more confident that they're going to break it and start seeing a lot of orders go through. Oh, geez. Okay. Or it could just take them all out all at once like that. Okay, so that's the low. That 165 looks weak. That's a low. Last pivot low, and they're not defending it at all. Ooh, that was a bit of a pull. Blade Runner 2049 is silly. They took the original sound effects soundtracks and recycled the motives in this movie. Pointless as a movie, but visually very nice to watch. Airkate just says go long. I don't think so. I might get out. But there is no way you are going to convince me to go long unless we are trading O2 half again. It looks deceptively weak though. Like they want to take it another tick lower, but they're just going to absorb them, I'm sure. Yeah. See if maybe ZB wants to start initiating below the prior week's midpoint. Or if they just take it off here. HTV Network, good morning. Is this what the death of Bitcoin looks like? Yes and no. I mean, yes, it was I think there was a pretty big in my mind, because I had that question about, I think we're going to go down to the end of the channel, but is that really what's going to happen? I feel much more confident in that call now that we're going to go to the other side of the channel, which would put us at about 8K. But I don't think that this is what the death of Bitcoin looks like. I think that the death of Bitcoin is a lot less exciting. You know what I mean? It's going to be like it's down and nobody cares anymore. And the flipping happens quietly while nobody's paying attention. And then one day the traders, the last couple of people that were holding it, just get out. You know what I mean? The worst of it is always when nobody's paying attention. Because I remember that happened when Mountain Cox was happening. I remember there was that one day where like they opened up the day and just some big sellers came in and like really sold it hard. And everybody was like, well, I don't know what's going on. Like maybe things are going to be okay. Maybe they're not. And then this news stories came out that, you know, Mount Gox was having problems. And then I kind of forgot about it. It just, I was like, oh, see, I was right. And then I walked away. And it wasn't until much later. I do remember seeing a story about them having a rise, and I'm like, yeah, they're going to get screwed because it's not going to happen. And, you know, I forgot about it. And when it was like at the worst, when Bitcoin was like at its worst lows, and it was most negative, that was one of the kids' toys. When it was the most negative, nobody was paying attention except for the people on the Bitcoin subreddit. Death through apathy / indifference, exactly. There's still too many of us that actually care about what it happens. Now this time, I'm not looking away because this time I have an indicator that it seems to be pretty prescient, doesn't it? I'm a little bit beside myself that it worked that well. I should have trusted it more. I should have been, putting my life I should have been putting my life savings on the line short, sort of thing. Or at the very least been on my YouTube channel being like, the end is coming. I guess I'm a bit too responsible for that. I don't want to say something like I know what's going to happen when we really don't. It's all probabilistic. Okay. So ZF did tick up there. Well, if I had put on at the very beginning here, I might have gotten filled at 31.5. Now, if I put one on, I don't know if I would get filled. Bitcoin back to 50K by end of day. Right. No. That would be funny if it was. Oh, there you go. They took it all at once. What are we? We're even so far, right? Yep. Well, I don't know if they're going to attack that 6. I suppose maybe they kind of have to, but they maybe will set up a level break. All these crypto gurus are getting exposed now. People were laughing at me for shorting XRP. Oh man, yeah, Rackley, I really liked your XRP play because XRP, of all of the moves I've seen, XRP to me looks like the most obvious pump ever. It's just, there was no reason for it to be going where it was. Trust me, no one is laughing at you for shorting XRP. XRP is canceled. Yeah, people really don't like XRP. And you know, the other one that I've found though that people don't like. Obviously, we all know that everybody doesn't like Ripple, and Bitcoin Cash is pretty hated too. But another one that I found was hated was the one that I've been mining, Verge, the XVG. People really don't like Verge for some reason. And I guess that one is also, people thought that it was pumped, that it was a pump. Although my indicator says that XRP is kind of undervalued. So I actually, I really like mining. I understand now why it's been so effective to mine, because it was pumped and then it dropped. So like the difficulty is actually really low on it. But then nobody's actually paying attention, because what to mine doesn't tell you to mine X17 on the front page, and Nice Hash doesn't mine X17. It's like only the guys on the one pool, on the what is it called? YIIMP.eu are like the only guys that seem to realize that the most profitable coin to mine right now is Verge. I love Bitcoin Cash. I bought at 300. I wish I bought at 300. I remember the way that this all started was, okay, I have this indicator, and it seems to me like I'm actually pretty good at feeling out where Bitcoin is going to go. So I see this move right now. They're not going to do this SegWit 2x, and Bitcoin Cash is going down. And that's all wrong. It's all so totally wrong. And so I'm going to take like a theoretical trade at 300. Like I was saying this with my wife in bed. I was like, we're going to take a theoretical trade at 300. And if it goes up, then we're going to start putting money in. And it went up. But then, since then, how much more is gone? No, XVG is undervalued. Here. So there was a pump. You can see this right here. This one right here, this was the pump. So it got pumped, and then it came up and it took another leg higher, in fact. But the Delta application was actually telling me it hit like lows yesterday. So we'll probably see that tomorrow. But look at this. Look at how it's flatlined here. It's done this before too, actually. It's done it here. It's just like dead. It's really like the most... Basically what's happened is Verge is so oversold, so hated, that the only thing supporting price right now is the people that use it. So like mining activity in particular, because if you mine Verge, you can choose different algorithms to mine Verge with. And if you mine Verge with the X17 algorithm, which is much more efficient than the other algorithms, you can make like $5 a day on a 1060. That's what I've been doing. And if you do it on Zpool, you can even have them mine Verge and have them pay you in a different currency. So I've been doing that to acquire some other small ones. But yeah, so when I say it's oversold, yeah. Basically, when you get down to this point, just the currency existing and the people that use it sustain that price. So it's a lot safer to buy it there. That's basically what happens when we get to Bitcoin. In my mind, 50 is like true value. 50 is like, there are people that have Bitcoin, they do a certain amount of transactions per day, and that amount of transaction justifies the 50 price value ratio. Everything on top of that is extrinsic. Everything on top of that is people buying it on expectations of the future, and just because it's already going up and this and that. And it's just only when it gets to about 100 to 150 that whoever it is that's been pushing these decides that they're going to take their profit and walk away. Yep, so Verge on YIMP. Yep, or you can do Zpool. For some reason, I can't get to YIMP anymore. I don't know if they like banned my MAC address or if my virus scanner is like blocking. I tried disabling everything and re-enabling it, and I still can't get to that website. In fact, I'll just try it. I haven't tried it this morning. Let's try it. Oh, I can see it now. It's gone. I guess I just didn't wait long enough yesterday. So maybe I'll just start mining Verge on this one again. Because I've got... How much did I get on Zpool? I was doing Zpool because I want Growestel. And Growestel, how much did I get? So I almost have 4. So I think I'll do Growestel until I have 5. So I think I'll do that another day.
Alligator said holding your shorts, guys.
Yeah, I want to see what happens at 31. Yeah, so Growestel is a different one. Which miner are you using for X17? That's a critical point, actually. So if I go here, I'll show you the name of it. Verge. CC Miner Alexis -1.0. And if you search for like CC miner or Verge, you'll get a post on some crypto mining website where they posted this build. And this particular build gives you 10% more better hash rate than the other one. So I actually ran it like with the latest version of CC Miner that, you know, that they released on GitHub, and I can get like 5,000, and this one gives me 7,600. Yeah, I haven't tried it. This is only on an
Alligator
AMD.
said auctions have 6M to go.
Well, I'm gonna put an order in there because I've got to go in 6 minutes, and I don't know how long this is gonna take. Anyways, and yeah, so if you look at my stats here on YIMP, can we see it? Where's the Verge? Does it tell me how much I've... No, it doesn't. I wish it told you like all time hours so I could calculate the time per hours, but I mined it for about a week and I made 110 XVG, which is like $12 or something. Oh, not even a week. Like, I've been doing this since like last Thursday, I think. So, I think that the next most profitable thing is still Ethereum. I might move back to trading to mining Ethereum. The other nice thing about it is that you get payouts more often. Because the thing I didn't like about Ethereum is that I had to mine for like a freaking month before it would give me a payout. And XVG gives me a payout like every day. All right, so they did clear that 31. Okay, well, I got 4 minutes. Any other quick questions before I go? Yeah, don't spread that around because we don't want the difficulty to go up on Verge, right? But it is a little edge there that I just kind of stumbled onto that the market doesn't seem to know about. In fact, it's hard. YIMP, YIMP's node is full. Like they can't. Except I usually have to wait 5 minutes to get in because it won't accept more miners. Well, I like that. I like that trade. Oh, look, I could have kept it. I could have kept it. Because I got in at 10. So some of these other trades, let's look at some of these other trades. So the first one that I took right at the beginning that was short, I probably didn't have as much support for as I thought. Then the long at 03. Okay, that one was okay. I guess when you look at the cumulative delta, though, it doesn't look like it was that great of a trade, though, does it? And then this buy at 03 half, where was that? Here? Now 746. Okay, I'm gonna have to say that one was no good. We were having falling delta, so I was buying it because I thought that it was range day and the liquidity was overwhelming them, but it didn't.
Alligator said too bad it's going on.
Yep. But then this one that I took the sell at 31, I thought that was a good trade. And this one was definitely a good trade. Looks like there was at least 2 more ticks, if not 4 more ticks into it. But if I come out on the day with plus 4 ticks, I'm happy, so they're good. Yes, for AMD cards, you need SG miner instead of CC miner. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, by the way, so there's another one. There's this coin that was popular on Reddit called garlic coin. And I know it's like the dumbest thing ever, but I'm totally, when that comes out on the 21st, I am totally mining as much of it as I can. I'm just, hopefully by then, hopefully by the 21st, the crypto market is dead and like everybody's interest is like just completely disappeared, and I can just mine as much of it as I can. Because you just look at Dogecoin, you know, like at some point, some whale is going to look at garlic coin and they're going to be like, I have to pump this. It is my destiny to pump this up. You know what's going to happen. So I like garlic coin. All right, I have got to go. So you guys have a good day. And we will see you tomorrow. And of course, you know, I'll still be in chat, so we can chit chat about cryptos all day. All right.